They said poverty was a quiet thing, something that crept into a man's life unnoticed. But in the village of Amuka, poverty was loud. It announced itself in torn clothes, empty barns, bowed heads, and laughter that followed a man wherever he went. Obina knew this sound too well. Every morning before the rooster crowed, Obina rose from his crooked hut and prepared for another day of struggle. His hands were rough from farm work, his back bent from years of carrying burdens that never seemed to lighten. He was not lazy, nor foolish, yet luck avoided him like a curse. His hut leaned dangerously, as though even it was tired of standing. His farmland yielded crops so small that even goats sniffed them and walked away. In Amuka, a man's worth was measured by what he owned, and Obina owned almost nothing. Children laughed openly when he passed. Women whispered behind their wrappers. Men greeted him with forced smiles and eyes filled with pity or disdain. But among them all, none humiliated Obina more than Chief Meduka. Chief Meduka was wealth itself: tall fences, wide barns, heavy gold rings, and a voice that carried authority. When he walked, people bowed. When he spoke, destinies shifted. And when he laughed, it was often at the expense of the poor. Whenever Obina greeted him respectfully, the chief responded loudly so others could hear. "Do not stand too close to me," he would say with a mocking smile. "Poverty is contagious." The villagers laughed. Obina lowered his head and walked away, swallowing the shame burning in his chest. Then came the day poverty struck where it hurt most. Obina's only child, Chisholm, fell ill during the dry season. Her fever burned like fire. Her breath became weak, her eyes dull. Night after night, Obina sat beside her, whispering prayers he feared the heavens no longer heard. He sold his last goat. It was not enough. With trembling legs and pride crushed beyond repair, Obina went to Chief Meduka's compound. Before the towering gate, he knelt, his forehead touching the dust. "My child is dying," he pleaded. "I will work for you. I will repay every coin." Chief Meduka barely glanced at him. "If your child dies, bury her," the chief replied coldly. "If she lives, feed her. Do not bring poverty into my house." The gate slammed shut. That night, Obina held his daughter close, bracing himself for the sound of death. But fate, it seemed, was not finished with him. At dawn, a stranger arrived in Amuka, an old man with dust on his skin and wisdom in his eyes. Villagers ignored him, but when he reached Obina's hut, he stopped. "Please," the old man said softly, "may I have some water?" Obina hesitated only briefly before offering the last clean water he had. "And food?" the stranger asked. Without a word, Obina gave him the final portion of yam meant for his sick child. The old man studied him quietly, then said, "You are poor in wealth, but rich in heart. The earth remembers such people." He handed Obina a small clay pot. "Plant what is inside where no one can see." Then he vanished. Inside the pot were 3 strange seeds. Obina planted them behind his hut. Days passed. Nothing happened. The villagers mocked him, whispering that poverty had finally driven him mad. Then came the rain, heavy, violent, relentless. By morning, a tree with golden leaves stood where the seeds had been planted. Its fruits shimmered under the sun. Obina plucked one. It turned into pure gold. He did not shout. He did not boast. He sold only one fruit, quietly. With the money, his daughter recovered. His hut was rebuilt, and his farm expanded. Slowly, traders began whispering about a new wealthy man in Amuka. Chief Meduka laughed when he heard. "Wealth does not visit beggars," he scoffed. But soon, famine struck the village. Chief Meduka's barns rotted. His cattle fell ill. Bad deals drained his gold. The same villagers who once bowed now whispered behind his back. Meanwhile, Obina prospered in silence. One evening, a bent and broken man arrived at Obina's gate. His clothes were worn, his voice weak. "Please," the man said, kneeling, "help me. Poverty has found me." Obina looked closely and recognized him. "Chief Meduka, stand closer," Obina said calmly. "Let me see if poverty is contagious." The chief froze, tears filling his eyes. "Forgive me," he whispered. Obina helped him up, not with revenge, but with dignity. "I learned something when I had nothing," Obina said. "Power without compassion is emptiness." From that day, Amuka changed. Pride bowed to humility. Wealth lost its arrogance. And Obina, once mocked, became respected, not because of gold, but because of wisdom. Poverty left him, but not before teaching him its final lesson. What a man does when he has nothing determines who he becomes when he is everything. And the village never forgot the day poverty spoke, and justice answered.